I'm Jay Taylor. I'm the editor of a newsletter called Jay Taylor's Gold, Energy, and Tech Stocks. I'm here at the Metals Investor Forum. It is the first day of March 2020. I'm here with Keough. He's the president and CEO of Evergold Corp. It's a new company. It just went public within the last year, I believe. And welcome, Kevin.
Thanks, Jay. Good to see you again as well.
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about Evergold. It's in British Columbia.
It is.
You've had a lot of success in British Columbia, you and your team. Talk to us about what you've done in the past in BC and maybe some similarities with what you see the opportunities being. Compare them with your past success.
Certainly. Well, I've always been attracted to northwestern British Columbia in particular, and a few years ago with a prior company, GT Gold, we chose to focus on the Golden Triangle. But one property in particular called Saddle, it's Tatoga the property, but we felt we could deliver a discovery there because we had a really strong golden soil anomaly. And indeed, when we set GT Gold up and took it public and did our first drilling of that target, it ultimately has emerged as a really considerable discovery. I would say probably the largest discovery in the northern portion of the Golden Triangle in the last 15 or 20 years. So it's a rich copper gold porphyry. That has now been taken by really solid management who are advancing it toward production. Ultimately, Newmont Gold Corp bought into them within the last year or so. I left GT to really focus on Evergold, which we took public only in November this year. And our model there is very precise, and it might appeal to some of your investors, hopefully. But my approach is really to focus just on one or two really good companies. Don't give me 5 of them or 10, just 1 or 2 that I believe can deliver you a discovery. Because I raise the money and I like to believe that I can give investors a return. Usually it's a capital gains opportunity in the early going. So that's what we've done with Evergold. We found a couple of really good assets, Snowball Gold Mine. We did an IPO in November last year, very clean company, and we're about to drill for the first time this summer these targets that we developed as a private company. So now we're doing the exciting work.
Okay.
And you know, nobody cares about anything other than drill results, right?
Well, that's the general public, that's true.
Yeah.
So you're going to start drilling, and when can you start? Because you're in northwestern BC and rugged terrain.
Rugged terrain, the weather does limit the season. You know, typically the season is June through mid-October, if you're lucky, and I think we will be lucky. It is rugged terrain, but generally not that distal to highways. In our case, we're about, with our 2 flagships, Snowball, we're about 10 kilometers off Highway 37. So we can get access. The other property, Golden Line, is actually also in the same Stikine terrain rocks, but it's about a hour's flying time to the east.
All right.
It's at the north end of the so-called Tootagon region, where Kemess, Centerra, and Benchmark are busy doing. That is essentially, you might consider it Golden Triangle East, the other side of the Stikine Arch, right? It's the same rocks. So we're accessible to both, but I have to tell you, don't worry yet about access. What you need to worry about is discovery.
Discovery.
Right? We need to deliver discovery, and I think we will this summer, that has merit, and if it is merit, we'll deliver on the access.
Well, sure. If the grades are good, if there's enough good stuff there, then you can do the other thing. Yeah. So you have 2 primary, I guess, flagships that you're looking at.
Yes.
Are they similar geologically? Are they a lot different?
They are relatively similar. Snowball and Golden Line, they're both what we believe are intrusion-centered systems. So we have a body that's come up into sediments. In the case of Snowball, there's a bit of a backstory there. It's exciting, but basically Noranda had been looking for Escape style down on the low elevations. We took the property on. The work they did was back in the 90s. We took the property on some years ago, plotted up all their historical results, figured that what they were testing for, the source of it, was actually upslope. So, and it's a steep slope, right?
Yeah,
they were
I've seen
lazy.
pictures
They
of
didn't
it,
really
yeah.
want to go up there, I think. But we went up there. We sampled along the ridge top and up Pyramid Peak. Lo and behold, we got really impressive. I'm talking very strong gold in Talus fine numbers. So we went back each year, 2016, 17, 18, 19, and it's emerged as basically a very hot looking target. We have the first pad set up right there, ready to go. We'll be able to drill all 360s off the one pad, which is great. So it'll emerge very quickly.
Yeah, you did a lot of that work as a private. You did all of it basically as a private company.
Yes, all
and
of it.
now it's a public company,
Yes.
so the shareholders can enjoy the fruits of your labor.
They won't have to, honestly, they won't have to wait long for
Yeah.
their money to be put to work.
Yeah.
And to see the results of it.
And so, to what extent is management invested in the company?
Oh,
I bet
about 23, 24% of the
23%.
company, right? It's a substantial portion. It's a very well-structured company. We did an IPO because we were able to sell the stock quite broadly. We did 2 compliant technical reports, not just one. And we were, in fact, the largest mining sector IPO in Canada last year. That's not saying much. It was a bad year. But we raised $3.5 million at 20 cents. And we've been trading up around 30, 35 ever since. We weakened a little on Friday with the meltdown, 28. But basically, there's all of that stock is free trading except the insiders who are held. There's no hold to come off or anything like that. So people don't need to worry about getting whacked with paper as we go forward.
So, how many shares are out?
27 million,
Whoa,
just a bit
okay.
more over that. That's right.
I like
So
that. So
it's
it's a minuscule market cap right
It
now.
is. It is.
And,
Yeah, very small.
Early
And-
days. So, but nonetheless, obviously, you're seeing something that gives you great. Well, you just explained part of it.
Yes, I
Snowball.
think the other side of the story, there's Snowball, there's Golden Line. And Golden Line, I think the key thing to understand for investors, Jay, is that we can touch and feel these targets. At Golden Line, we have 10 of them, and we believe they're all related. We've got high-grade epithermal on surface, high-grade porphyry style, and high-grade skarn, all not that distant to each other. We think there's an intrusive center. I can tell you that we're going to put the drills on those targets, and we will hit because we can see it, touch it, and feel it. So we can position the drill to hit. So we're not asking investors to hope, give us your money and we'll go out and find something. We found it, and we can drill it. The question is really what's going to be in the numbers. And at least the numbers in our sampling are really good.
Right.
I mean, we're talking, in the case of Golden Line, we have one zone we developed last year which has a tenor of gold and soil anomaly that's giving us grades of up to 15 grams per ton of gold in real soil.
Wow.
And that has emerged as potentially a 500-meter wide high-grade gold vein zone. We can see that now in satellite image imposed on our geochem results. These are really easy targets to go after, and they are totally virgin, never drilled. And so anybody coming in now can expect that we should have some strong moves in the stock price, assuming the market's receptive.
Well, and given your share structure as well, and
Yes.
good news, and with your track record, what you've done before, people should be paying attention, I think.
Yes, we did it. PC Gold, which is TSX
I
listed,
remember,
GT Gold, and all of those stories have had very strong moves in the stock price based on very compelling drill results. Whether you become a mine, that's to be determined.
Yeah.
But the first step is delivering a discovery, and that will get the market excited. And your followers could certainly make money if they're aware that if we get those hot spikes, they should take a bit of money off the table at some point.
If you get in the third dimension, what you're seeing on the surface, it will be obviously it should be a driver.
Yes, it will be.
It will be a driver. So you're well funded. You're funded well enough to.
Yes, we raised what we needed for our phase 1 program. So the work will get underway in June. It'll be at its. It'll really be rolling July, August. $2.5 million in the till. 2,000, 2,400 meters on each of our properties, Snowball and Golden Line. And we will do, if it emerges like it did with Saddle and GT, we will scale up the drilling and possibly do a lot more than that next summer on success. So we will just give it if we think we're into it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly one to keep my eyes on for sure.
Yeah, well, I appreciate your interest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to see you again, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks a lot.